Well, he's going to be glad he caught this part of the segment because now it's time for the freaky deaky. And we're going to talk about sex addiction. We're going to talk about how real sex addiction is, how people function with this sex addiction in their life, because I know a lot of people who operate through sex addiction. I don't know how many people will admit they're a sex addict, but there's a lot of sex addicts out there. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about addiction, we just think you talk sex addiction like she wants it, or he wants it all the time. Like addiction means you have no control over it.
You have control over sex addiction to a certain degree.
You just want to fuck a lot.
Yeah.
Because it feels good.
I think there's more to it than just it feels good. If it's to the level of addiction, yeah, it's beyond that. There's something mental there.
It is like you only think you're good for sex. Like you're so caught up and hung up on sex. Like that's all you think about all the time. And I know some people who actually deal with it, male and females.
But there's always something underlying in it.
I mean, it's always something underlying with any issue, though, really, isn't it? That at the end of the day, it's always something underlying with certain things. But, we look at people who, I guess, are sex addicts, and we'll be like, they are out of control. Which, possibly, but they can't control it. We think having sex, how many times a week is a good time? How many times a week is a good amount to have sex during the week?
Depends on how good the pussy is. Let's say, well, I'll say this because I'm a busy man. If you can get it in
flow the moment.
2 to 3 times,
do it 3 times this week.
Yeah, 2 to 3 times a week.
3 times might end up being 5, and next week it might end up being 2. It just all depends.
Yeah, it's very fluctuating.
Yeah,
it just depends on what you got to do that week. It really does, cause like if
scheduling is everything. Especially
if I ain't got shit to do that week and I have sex like 5 times that week, that's a good week.
It's hard to schedule sex, the reason why I say that because sometimes it might not be on the schedule, but you want it.
Y'all put everything else on the fucking
schedule. Yeah, I know.
Everything else got Lard and Dean.
I know. Like, get that pussy wet about 3 p.m. Be there.
Well, at least I know when it's coming. At least I know when to expect it's coming and shit.
If you need a jump start, set that motherfucking timer earlier to go off.
We might be scheduled for Wednesday and we get it Tuesday.
No, that's impossible.
That's
why you have a schedule.
Yeah, that's why you have a schedule.
That means you did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Y'all,
this ain't vacation.
You know what I mean? Niggas so meticulous about everything else. Shit.
At 2:59, just bust it open and wait that extra minute.
I've never been. Okay. No, I can't even say I've never been a scheduler type person.
I don't believe in that.
Schedule is because, like you say, schedules change.
Yeah.
For the most part, you like it to stay the same. You try to keep it the same as possible, but
you got to have a weekly quota though. A daily FDA recommended allocation.
So
percentage.
it's 3 the weekly quota?
I mean, it just depends on who you are.
Shit. Sometimes I might want 5 times that week. Sometimes it might be 2. Sometimes not the fuck at all.
It just
I can't.
I don't think we have that one.
It just depends on
how much coke
she sniffs. Not the fuck at all.
Really?
I don't think we have that.
Oh.
You have that one? Not the fuck at all. Like,
fuck at all.
You can't go without fucking.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I mean, without fucking.
But that's not sometimes a choice.
Exactly. It's not like I wanted to go the week
without fucking.
The week just played out like that. But I didn't choose. Like you said, I don't want to.
I mean,
Sometimes you can't get $40.
I don't think we. That's not what
Rent was due that week. And the electric on the same week as the rent.
That's how they hit.
I don't know how I'm gonna eat.
That shit hit consecutively.
That's how they hit.
Exactly.
That's how bills hit. So I mean, I guess three times a week. 3 times a week is good.
3,
4. You 4, because you want to.
What if that week she's on her period, and you still want to get in 4?
That's a vacation. That's a week off.
That's like
PTO.
that's just a week of deep throat.
PTO?
What? No, there ain't no PTO. That's throat time. Partial throat offerings.
I've seen some Instagram.
That's PTO.
Or those TikTok clips I've seen.
what did it
Because you showed it to me. I'm saying. You didn't see the one she was showing us before?
Don't make me.
Oh, yeah.
That dude, how you avoided being.
No! Shorty said, I opened the throat thing a little bit.
The one that said how you avoided being a parent for 30 years, and then she opened her mouth and there's a little thing in there like,
It was behind the dangly thing in the back of her throat.
Little baby just slide up and stuff, little baby.
Just throat baby.
I wasn't supposed to do this tonight.
But
You said you weren't gonna do it.
I wasn't supposed to do this.
What?
No. What would I say? He said that every
Yeah,
night.
but you didn't know what to say that.
Let me
Start on
be.
every night.
Let me be.
It's
I
okay,
ain't gonna
Buddha.
get
Turn
like
up.
this tonight. I ain't gonna get like this tonight.
Turn up.
I'm turned up.
Hey, we know
on
you
shit.
are. You've been turned up since we came on.
Yeah, there's a lot to turn up on.
The sidekicks. Extra turn.
What we got?
All right. What we got here?
Yes, let's discuss sex
Got a
addiction.
paragraph.
Sex addiction is serious.
We were cutting up. Jeez.
Yeah. You ever get the urge to inject sex between your toes?
Baki, we was what?
Like heroin. You know, like heroin.
No, I don't know like hair. Like what?
Oh, okay.
What about hair?
It's an addiction.
Oh, well, yeah. Somebody did tell me leave me alone. Be like trying to keep themselves off heroin. That's what they said.
Baki, we will send you the timeout from the comments. Branson, I'm up a teeny bit later than usual. Shame on me. LOL. But I heart you.
I heard you too. Thank you.
LOL. In timeout backflipping. LOL. Backflipping. LOL. It's deeper than just sex for sex addicts. What makes a person a sex addict? If someone is a sex addict, it's like crack. It doesn't matter what you have going on. Scheduled sex? Oh no.
Read that.
I struggled for years with addiction. If you have an addictive personality, you become addicted to anything. When I went to rehab for drugs, I also had to refrain from sex for a long time because it is super easy to trade one for the other. It is definitely mental. Your brain, serotonin, and pleasure receptors get addicted to the feeling. A true addiction is serious. A true sex addict will do it even when they don't want to at all, because they cannot get happy at all without some kind of release or help. I've experienced it.
That's
You didn't think I
stuff.
could read that without any punctuation, did you? But I did. Most sex addicts, like 80%, were sexually abused as children. So true, sexual abuse caused us to have distorted sense of love and pleasure. This is actually a real issue. Sex addiction is a mental illness.
It's like anorexia.
Baki, yes it is.
I mean, it is. It is, and we don't ever really talk about it. You know, like I say, we think those people just like to have sex all the time, but like they said, you trade one thing in for another. You know, you give up one thing.
What they just have a high sex drive?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like I know this can be a serious issue. You know, sex.
Anything
addiction,
can be addictive.
But what if it's not an addiction? It's just they have a high sex drive.
They
You
should
didn't have
be
a
in
high sex
porn.
drive when you were younger. Then?
Yeah.
But they would just have a high sex drive. It wouldn't be an
I'm just
addiction.
saying, but
No, just
But
like fuck. If you like the fuck, don't mean you're addicted to fucking.
I don't know if it was a high sex drive or if it was just fiending for pussy. I don't know.
I still know individuals to this day who seem like they fiend for pussy, but I can't call them a sex addict, even though I know they are always after some drama. But is that the definition? Because they're always after some drama.
Yeah. See, there's a difference between addiction and thirst. And some of these niggas is out here thirsty.
They're thirsty.
And some of these niggas is. But what's the difference?
I was about to say, where's the line at though?
Because both niggas will pay $40 to get they rocks off. The thirsty nigga and the
I
addict.
mean, the addiction, you'll give up anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're pretty much, like, okay, just to have a high sex drive, okay, yeah, you fucking, okay, you like to fuck. But with an addiction, with a high sex drive, you're not going to go give away your life just for the sex. But when you have an addiction, it could cause you to give away your life just for the sex. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm saying your life, but I mean anything. Like, they're willing to do anything to get
they die over pussy?
Nut. Some people might with addiction.
Some niggas go raw.
Yeah, with addiction, you might do anything just to get that.
But that's not.
But if you got a high sex drive, don't mean that you're gonna do anything to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, some people will go to that limit to get it. That's an addiction. It's gonna make you wanna do things you would normally do. But just because you like to fuck don't mean you're gonna.
Okay.
Let's say you ain't gonna pawn your TV to give it to this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But your addiction will make you pawn this TV. But just because you got a high sex drive, you're gonna wanna watch TV later. You're gonna get some pussy, but you're not about to give your TV up for it. You see what I'm saying?
All right, how about this? Old boy, you remember who old boy from Kung Fu, the TV show Kung Fu, who died asphyxiating himself while jerking off? David Carradine.
I thought that was Robin.
No, that was David Carradine.
That was a different movie.
Now, is that considered a high sex drive or a sex addiction when you're literally choking yourself to get that next level high while you're
that's something else.
But the dude with the personality had a personality, so he was doing that in the movie too. He was he was choking himself out, beating off.
Yeah,
that's a kink.
That's something different. That don't put you in any category with a high sex drive.
Some people like to be choked. You know what I'm saying? So now you get in. I don't have anybody. You have to be real creative with nobody else there.
No,
choke yourself.
I don't even understand how you can do that. How do you work both hands?
Oh my God.
Because one hand has to hold the smartphone.
No, bro. So the one I saw, he was, I guess he's
not that bad off.
Was trying to he just had a rope tied or some shit. He was leaning forward while he was doing what he do.
That was a super duper nut.
I'm not that
like, did he
off.
die then nut, or did he nut then die? Like, what came first, the nut or the death?
You test both. You test how long the rope is.
You like, wait.
The rope is this far, so if I lay right, okay, all right, just start.
It's already tight as hell.
Like you got
just another centimeter, a millimeter.
Just think, he could have been like.
But how long do you go without air? Cause like, couldn't he have just like, oh, this shit is too tight, let me loosen it? Or was he just caught in the moment?
And see, that's the thing, being caught in the moment. You know, the guy, if you get caught, look, so I can see you caught in the moment and it's a wrap. Like you went too far because the moment
you just jerked a little bit too hard.
The moment that got you, and now you
done cut your whole trachea open with the rope because you're trying to get a nut. Like, you could do that without the nut.
I don't even understand how you play with your windpipes and your dick at the same time.
You guys like it?
Like, don't you breathe harder when you nut? Like, he didn't need some air.
Oh.
Hold on, I gotta breathe.
That's asphyxiation.
Please.
That's
you been choking yourself.
What do they say at the funeral?
I'm not. Look, I've been gone.
I ain't that
far gone.
I wonder how far you can go.
Don't do that shit, bro.
His cup is still full, baby.
Because if
I'm gone. I ain't that
if
far
you do
gone.
die doing that, I'm gonna bring it up at the funeral. And be like, you know how this nigga went out, right?
Oh.
Just know I went out happy about it. That's what I wanted.
I don't even know why they got his right arm crossed over his shoulder. You know where it was.
If you're willing to go to that extent, you might be willing to like call concessions if you don't come out of it alive. So you went out the way you wanted it to. Basically,
I can't see me
I'm not
choking
that
got it out
myself
the way
while
you
I'm
wanted it.
Don't ever die that way.
I'm not that deep.
If
out
I'm
there, though.
responsible for your funeral, that's going in the little brochure they hand out. He died jerking off in Singapore with a belt around his neck. That's how he went out. And that's going to be at the end after they tell your biography.
He was so hard when
He
he
went-
said
He
goodbye.
choked himself to death during jerking off. He is survived by this many kids.
And the ones left on the floor.
Yeah. That's gonna live the dream for those guys.
Yo!
We all about to get 30 days. He's getting 30. He's getting 30. He probably already got 30. He just thinking 7.
Oh my god! Oh my god! And the ones he left on the floor. Stop.
Oh, they were choking
Oh,
too.
that one.
They couldn't breathe either.
What we got, man?
And see, when you brought sex at it, so I'm thinking like, you talk about you walk in, you catch niggas jerking off all the time or some shit. I ain't thinking about
That's thirsty. That's not sex addiction.
what's
Yeah.
the difference.
Nothing. What is addiction? I still don't know the difference between an addict and a thirsty nigga. It seems like they do the same thing.
I was talking about that's my point. Like through sex addiction, that doesn't sound like these, as women
But
call
is
it,
it thirsty nigga
individuals.
getting? Is he getting? Because if you're getting, you can't be thirsty.
But a lot of the time, thirsty
But
niggas
if
so
you ain't
thirsty,
getting it,
we
that's why
like,
you
nah,
thirsty,
we ain't
right?
fucking
So
with
then
you.
you
So
can't be
thirst is what
thirsty.
separates
Thirsty.
addiction. So
You know what I'm
thirst-
saying? Like,
Or
we
thirst
know
will
when you
cause
thirsty.
your addiction.
Yeah.
Thirst can cause sex
Thirst will cause your
So
sexual.
thirst is the number one cause of addiction
sexual.
for sexual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
We got to get that on the
So
shirt.
ladies,
But
y'all
Andre,
need
he
to.
thirsty, bitch. I don't know,
Thirsty,
bitch. He
so
just
this
thirsty.
thirsty.
So
Thirsty.
ladies can fight sex addiction by getting their back blown out on the regular. That's nice to know.
But then you gotta worry about the wingman or wingwoman.
Oh, this goes back to that
Yes,
previous conversation.
exactly.
Okay, so now we got to distract the alpha female so we can get at our homegirls to prey.
And it might not even be the alpha female.
I call them gazelles.
that's how you. That's the game.
That is
My crew came together. I've assembled the best crew
My
to take
crew.
your crew
dog.
apart. I've assembled the best wingmen I could possibly do to get through your defense.
We came together, we leaving together.
So every club
So
night
you
is
can
like
you
the
go,
Super
but now
Bowl.
you know.
Like every club night is
It's
like
the
Super
best
Bowl.
of the best versus, two teams versus each other.
Because you know if you go with a weak team, you know if you got a weak team, women
If you
have
can
that
have a
too.
weak team, you can have that one strong player that carry the whole damn team.
And losing the finals like LeBron.
See, I don't know. Like when you're doing wingman can only do but so much. He can only do but so much.
I can only
The
go so
wingman
far.
can only do but so much. You see what I'm saying? The strength is in him. All I can do is just play this. I'm gonna get around her, and you go ahead and attack.
So what do we have in the comment section?
I'm creating space.
Yeah,
man.
I'm creating space.
Space creator.
She be throwing it off, but that it's just how it is.
And that's how it is. So now we know how both sides of the field is. Pay attention.
I don't need to. I'm too old now. I'm out the game. I'm trying to pass.
So for the ones that are still single and mingling, pay attention.
They don't follow those codes. A high sex drive is not the same as sex addiction. There's a huge difference between high sex drive and sex addiction. I know a lot of guys who fiend for pussy. A high sex drive can be fulfilled. When you're addicted, you continue to chase that feeling.
Can a high sex drive be fulfilled because you keep going
Maybe
back?
with age and losing of hormones.
That's considered a movie.
Yes.
I'm fucking weak. She said, "You ain't gonna pawn your TV for pussy."
Thirsty niggas will.
Exactly. So
I was
where's
up,
that line?
Thirsty and high.
Some
sex
niggas
drive.
I wouldn't like. I don't know. Like,
Because they still got their phone.
you know what I'm
Lord,
saying?
I shouldn't be laughing this hard. Addiction is compulsive behavior. You do it despite negative consequences and interferes with their ability to work and maintain relationships and daily activities. They are unable to manage their sexual behavior. Congratulations!
Hey.
Yay!
That's like a mark of success.
Don't let Doug be in charge of your obituary. I'm done with y'all. Thirst is not a cause of sex addiction. Child sexual abuse is the number one cause. Protect your children.
And the best way is to leave them on that floor.
Let them fall and hit the ground.
Leave him on the floor.
Leave them in that tissue.
I don't know if anybody.
Yeah.
That was so funny. I ain't going front. That was probably funny.
And they call me an asshole.
What?
They call me an asshole.
Leave them on the tissue. Nobody got to abort nothing. You keep your $500. Nobody got to be offended. You don't have the Christian right groups in your face.
Or just get your pocket pussy.
Just leave them crusty.